This is Watchdog, live and on your side. Now, forget Harley Street. Cosmetic procedures like Botox and fillers are now hitting the high street. But how much can you really trust the person holding the needle? That's something worrying TV presenter Rylan Clark-Neal, who's got his own reasons for wanting to find out.
News that Superdrug is starting to offer Botox and fillers shows how mainstream these treatments have now become. You can probably already get them at your local hair salon or nail bar, so you can smooth out your wrinkles before doing the weekly shop. I'm not going to lie, I'm no stranger to the odd procedure myself, but I have felt the wrong effects of them procedures live on TV.
Yes, I have had my lips redone.
Have you?
I have, and my needle was opened up, so I've got a load of makeup on the end of my knee. I'm having a bit of a dribble out the side, but you know what?
Yep, that was collagen leaking out of my lips. Turns out, I wanted them to look a little bit too full. But if that can happen with a medically trained professional, I'm worried about the risks if you get something similar done on your local high street by someone who probably won't have the same training or qualifications. So I'm meeting Meg, who had a disastrous procedure at a hair salon in Newcastle. Yeah, that definitely don't look right.
No, they literally look like blisters. No.
Those lumps are congealed chunks of lip filler Meg had injected. Oh.
I tried to massage them, but they were painful to massage.
Wow, yeah, I see what you mean when you say they were like pimples.
The photos literally didn't do it justice to how bad it was.
So this happens.
Yeah.
What did you do next?
So I'd ended up speaking to my friend who's a nurse, and she had to squeeze the fill out of these two balls, which was horrendous. It was so painful. And when she showed me, it looked like candle wax, and she said it could just be a really, really bad, cheap filler.
Meg later discovered that the person who injected her lips had done other botched jobs in salons all over the northeast and was totally unqualified. But that's really not unusual, because one big reason Botox and fillers are available all over the place is that you don't need to be qualified to administer them. And it's not just me that finds that scary. Ashton Collins is from Save Face, an organisation that set up a voluntary register of practitioners who have got the right qualifications. How many people out there are doing these procedures that are unlicensed?
Thousands. I mean, literally last year we had 934 complaints, and 83% of those were people that were non-medics, and the vast majority of those were people who had no previous experience in this sector. Wow. Literally just decided, huge amount of money to be made, I'll order my products off the internet, import them from abroad, watch a few YouTube videos, and off you go.
Ashton's got a recent case that sums up the dangers, involving 3 women who went to a man who claimed to know what he was doing.
He was saying, they used this genuine licensed Botox, injected them. They each had anaphylactic shocks, face swelled up double, treble the size, airways starting to close, and his advice was take a couple of ibuprofens, and they could have potentially lost their life.
And what was it found out he was using?
It was beef gelatin fused with cooking oil.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, shocking. Consumer doesn't know what genuine Botox looks like. It could be anything.
That's exactly the case with the contents of this syringe. It's supposed to be dermal filler, but who knows what it really is. I've had this procedure done many a time. I know you have.
Yep. So it shouldn't be too watery, neither should it be too sort of thick in consistency.
Right, so I'm really pushing that now. Look how gelled that is. If this was obviously going into someone's lip.
So yeah, just end up with a big blob in one concentrated area.
Now the thing is, that could be absolutely anything.
Yeah.
Anyone can buy this.
And you could be left with that in your face, potentially forever.
This is really, really worrying. It only takes a very short training course before a beautician or therapist can start offering these procedures. But on Harley Street, Dr. Dirk Kramer is among the properly qualified surgeons who often have to put right the problems that can cause. How dangerous would you say these short-term courses are?
Afterwards, you're really encouraged to go out and start practicing, and I think that's very worrying. You need deep knowledge of the anatomy, and you can't know that if you haven't worked in this industry, in this field for many, many years.
And the implications of getting it wrong could even be fatal. Just looking at Francesca here, if for argument's sake her lips were to go wrong and the filler wasn't administered properly, what would we expect to see happen?
So the worst case scenario would be if I inject your lips, we have the superior lip artery, and if I inject a bolus of filler into it, that could block it completely. So the lip could end up with ulcerations, and it can go even further up. The whole skin of the nose could die. So that would be a disaster.
Don't worry, babe, you're going to be fine. With these procedures now so readily available at cheaper prices on the high street, it's too easy to see them as just an extension of getting your nails or your hair done. So it's crucial that whoever's doing the job is up to it. I can understand why people would want to pay less money for any type of product, but when it comes down to Botox and fillers, after speaking to Dr. Kramer, there's a lot of risks, and do you really want to risk your health that much? Superdrug seems keen to position itself as a higher-end, safer place to get your Botox. When it rolls out cosmetic procedures beyond the one London branch they're being piloted in, they'll all be done by qualified nurses, only on over 25s, and you'll have to get a proper consultation first. That's encouraging, but I totally get why some say the only real way to reduce the risk on the high street would be to make it compulsory for anyone offering these services to be properly qualified, trained and registered before they can so much as pick up a syringe. Otherwise, people like Meg are always going to be at risk. After going through what you've had to go through with that procedure, did that not put you off wanting more?
Not really. I just know now to be more vigilant and to not rush into anything, because at the end of the day, it's your face. It's dangerous because they're obviously just thinking about the money, but they could seriously damage other people.
Well, the Department of Health says it's now looking at how to strengthen the regulation of cosmetic procedures and improve safety.
It also said it wants anyone considering a cosmetic procedure to be able to make an informed decision. So look for someone whose qualifications you can check or who's on one of the voluntary registers.